guys, and welcome back to another video. Today in this devlog I'm going to be sharing with you a new prototype that I've been working on for the past week, which is a puzzle strategy game that I'm naming Ships. This is in a sailing theme and a boat theme because I thought that's a theme that I'd be interested in and therefore kind of be motivated to finish. Don't worry about the alone devlogs, I have got another devlog coming on that, and I hope you like the intro. I just recorded it before I made the montage for this video for the intro. Anyway, so today I'm going to be sharing with you the concept and also the kind of realistic goals I set myself this week and what I did. So those were create obstacles in the environment, add in A-star pathfinding for enemies, have the core architecture of the weapon systems, and then also have some movement animation. So first, let's get started with the obstacles. I'd also like to say that I am hugely sorry to any actual 3D modelers watching this. I assume this is very painful to watch, and this is sort of the reason why I also chose to go for an unlit art style, so I don't have to worry about light mapping, texturing, and most importantly, my subpar 3D modeling skills. So if you want to close your eyes right now, that is totally fine. Okay, so the concept of this game is that it'll be a turn-based board game, strategy game, where you will move your boat and the enemy will move their boat. However, the main focus of this game is the weapons that you're going to be able to put on your ship that each will hinder the enemy in a different way, and you'll have to complete different objectives depending on the mission. Okay, so the next thing that I got to work on was the A-star pathfinding. The reason I chose to use A-star pathfinding was because I couldn't really use navmesh in this instance, and it also kind of suited itself very well to using A-star, seeing as though it's on a grid, which is basically how A-star works anyway. So I followed a great tutorial by CodeMonkey on this subject, and I didn't follow his dots system because I feel like I didn't need optimization. It'll only be one or two ships, and it won't be every frame that it's calculating a path either. Because it's turn-based, so it kind of lends itself well. So as you can see there, it could calculate a path, and this also links in with the obstacles. So the obstacle avoidance also happened before this, but I didn't really get any footage of that. So here I am implementing it in the turn-based environment, so the enemy will move to the next tile when it's its turn. Okay, so the way that the weapon system will work is that let's just get into a position here. There we are, like this. So the way that I'm intending for it to work is before every puzzle slash mission slash level, you're going to be able to pick which weapons slash items you're going to take on your ship. So as you can see, there's 4 squares, one there, one there, one there, one there. And these have each got an ID, which is like how the code kind of references them. And depending on their ID, it depends on where they're going to be shooting. So this cannon, when I click on it, a cannonball will then spawn here. That's as far as I've got. But what's going to happen is, so the ship's going to move, the other ship's going to move, and then all of the projectiles in the environment will move. So this one will shoot down here, this one will shoot down here, and so on. So I need to make a way for the top game manager script to be able to reference each cannonball and basically make it move. Okay, so what I'm writing here is a function that basically determines, depending on the weapon's ID, which is where it is on the ship, kind of where it should spawn in terms of the ship. So this I've kind of had to brute force because the ship is 2 squares, not 1 square, because if it was 1 square there might be some math that I could do to really speed it up. But right now I'm just having to do switch statements for the rotation of the boat and also the weapon's ID. And because this is kind of how most of it's going to work anyway, I'll probably just replicate this function and maybe put it on like a game manager script so any script can reference this, and this will be how you get any square near the boat depending on an ID. Okay, so the way that I ended up doing the animation for the ships and getting them turning was by using a quaternion slurp. So I was looking how I could get sort of a vector 3 dot move towards, but in terms of rotation. And a quaternion dot slurp kind of does the exact same as that, you know, from one rotation to another rotation. And if you're interested in how the code looks, here it is. Okay, so what's going on here is the is moving is basically saying, so if you are moving, there's two things that you're going to want to check for before you stop moving. Is you're going to want to make sure that the distance between your location and the target is very small, so you're practically there, and that and your rotation is the same as the desired rotation, which here is named rotation target vec. So underneath that is saying that you're going to want to move towards the new location if you haven't got there already, and then underneath that is the slope function, which actually kind of interplays between these two rotations by the speed at the end. So that's what that's doing. Thank you very much for watching this week's devlog. If you are interested in keeping up to date with this project and any of the future projects, make sure to subscribe if you did like the content and like if you did like the video. And until next time, keep game deving. That didn't come out how I wanted to. I'll think of a new intro for next time.